Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, hey,
So
hey.
for the first time, Erin, Paige, and myself are doing this show. Now, it is going to be a little lighthearted, a little I don't know. It might not be the best the first couple of times, but we're working on it. We're just basically
Oh, you cut out there. Well, you know what? It's going to be perfect. It's our first one.
yeah.
And
First
you know,
one.
Jeff, can I tell you this? Okay, guys, listen. Well, first and foremost, if you are watching this live, welcome. Jeff and I are so excited for this and launching this. But Jeff, I have to tell you that I have these cards. It's like all on both sides. It's got all these great inspirational sayings and quotes from people. And I was kind of shuffling, and the right one always pops up, right? So,
Yep.
okay, guys. So what popped up was this: if you do nothing unexpected, nothing unexpected happens. And that's Faye Weldon. So here it is. So, whoop. So I was super excited to catch that. And I know Jeff's having some internet issues. So if you are live with us, we would love for you to put where you're from in the chat section. Let us know that you're here. And we're just really excited to get to know you in a heartful way and in a fun way and in a lighthearted way. I love that word, Jeff, that you said. We really want to keep this lighthearted and just easygoing. Life is pretty heavy out there these days, and
Yes, miss.
more lightheartedness in this world.
Yes. And guys, I am definitely sorry about my internet issues, my I don't know, dropping off the screen, coming back, and it's just going to be a little weird, and I'm sure I'll have some more technical issues. That's bound for the course, knowing me. So, I thank you so much, Erin. Now, I think the first thing that we need to do is tell everybody who we are, so everybody knows.
Well, I think that that might be a great place to start for sure. Well, how about I go? I'll raise my hand.
All right,
Um,
that's fine. I'm going to be sharing this out with some people and trying to get any number of my fans to watch.
okay, perfect. Perfect. Well, my name's Erin Paige, and I'm known as the Heart Girl. You can see that I'm an artist here in the back, but I also speak and do workshops and coach on having heartful connections with yourself and being your best friend first and foremost. So you're welcome to visit erinpage.com and learn more about me and ways that you can connect with yourself. And that's really ultimately my passion. And there's a whole story behind why I started painting hearts, and I speak on that. And um, so that's really me in a nutshell.
You're
Is
a
that
nut.
it's I mean, I think, Jeff, you said that I have more energy than anyone that you've met before, and that's probably true most of the time. But it really comes from a deep passion to help shift the
Oh
lives of
man.
people and just the universe. Because I pose the question, what if you're the spark that ignites change and shifts in all humanity? So with that, I'm so excited to be with you, Jeff. I know you're still having some technical issues. So,
Gosh.
yep, there you go.
Yeah,
You're
I
here
know.
now. So take it away. Tell people who you are.
So guys, I'm Jeff Marconette Jr. I hail from the little town of Piqua, Ohio. Yeah, that might be why I'm having some internet issues. I live in a little town. But Hey, I'm gonna roll with it. So when I was 17, I was nearly killed in an automobile accident with a semi truck. And ever since then, I have been traveling the world, writing books, doing TV shows about how I want to help everybody out there make every second count. And that's what I'm here to do.
And you do it so eloquently. You guys, Jeff and I actually met at the Become the Best You conference. We were both invited to be speakers there. And that's how I met Jeff. And I have to tell you that was completely moved by his talk and him sharing, the depths in which he had to come back from after that automobile accident with the semi truck. And it's absolutely amazing, Jeff, that you are here. And, that's definitely a God thing. You were meant to share your voice and your light with the world. And so thank you. I know you moved me immensely. You moved everyone else in the room. And so, thank you to that particular conference, Become the Best You, because it really brought a lot of people together. It really did. I mean, the whole
Hey.
exactly. And the next one is in October in St. Louis. So all you
Yep.
St. Louis people and the people in Kansas City, it's a short drive. All you have to do is go. Jeff, what are the details on that? You want to share the details?
I believe it starts October 21st, 22nd, and 23rd in St. Louis, Missouri. Now, there's not a hotel determined yet, so I don't know where it's going to be, but you can get your tickets at a good price and with a payment plan right now until March 31st on www.comechangeyourlife.com. So I will put that in the comments here. And
Here, I'll do it right now.
all right, cool.
ComeChangeYourLife.com.
All right, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
You put it in the private chat.
oh, whoops.
I got it.
Oh, hey, there we go. Well, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Hey there, Brenda. We're talking about you. And then we've got Kimberly. Super cool.
Yes, Kimberly Inez Mays. I actually just had her on my show. It's pretty awesome. She helps entrepreneurs with automation and things, and I
Really?
find it totally awesome. Now, while we're giving some shout outs and things, I want to say hi to Taz, to David Wright, to Danielle Gebhardt, and to Mr. Darner, my 8th grade homeroom teacher. So
No way.
pretty awesome.
That is awesome.
And
Yay.
we have somebody in the back room with us that I want to celebrate as well. So hi, Sasha.
That's right. We're going to have Sasha on in just a second. I'm so excited that she's a part of it. And you guys, one of the things that is super important to me, and I think that it's super important for all of us to remember, it's to breathe. And how many of us, I mean, we're going to do these shows on Thursday nights. So we've finished, most of the work week, but how many of us have driven, multiple miles and realized that we haven't even taken a breath because we're so, our mind is just full of clutter of all these things that we're doing and we're forgetting that. So just for a quick second, before we introduce our guest tonight, Sasha, I would love it if you are watching this to just Put your feet flat on the floor, not crossed, your hands in your lap. And I just want you to breathe. And the way that you typically tell people to do this is to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4, and then release it
My internet.
for 4. So just take a couple, like just 3 breaths, 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out, just to center yourself and release anything that was before this and anything that's waiting for you after this. None of that matters. Just stay in the present moment and just be open to anything and everything that comes out in our conversation and in this time together. So hopefully you all feel a little lighter. And I know, Jeff, you're going to introduce Sasha, correct?
Yeah.
And you're going to tell us all about her goodness and the things that are coming up with her.
Well, no, I don't really know all that stuff, but I'll let her do that.
Okay.
But I'm going to say that she was one of my favorite people at the conference, at the Becoming the Best You event. And I knew I had to get her involved in something, somehow, some way. So when we came up with this show, she was the first person I said that I wanted on here because she is amazing. She's doing amazing work. She has amazing story. And I just want you guys to be able to learn from her. So she is going to be talking tonight about overcoming limited beliefs. And she will offer you some ideas and tips on how you can do that. So with no further talking about her, I'll just bring her up and we'll all say hi together. Hi, Sasha.
Hi,
Hi, guys.
Round of applause. Hi, Sasha. Woo, woo.
Hi, Jeff. Thank you so much for that introduction. I am flattered. That was really sweet.
Yes.
You were one of my favorite people too, out there with your authentic self and just full of joy and honorary, and with so much good intention with everything that you do and that you say. So thank you for thinking of me and bringing me out here. It means a lot.
Yes. Now, let me say one more thing before you start because it's kind of a big deal. So this month is actually Women's History Month, in case you guys or anybody in the audience doesn't know. So I am very honored to be up here with 2 women. So that's also a big deal. So I thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you, Erin, for also letting me crash your guys' podcast. When I met you,
girl.
What was that?
I said, anytime, girl. You're welcome anytime.
Thanks. When I met you and I saw the hearts that you had and the rocks that said "Be the Ripple," I was immediately attracted to your booth in the conference. I don't know if I told you, but I actually wear a ring every single day that says "Be the Ripple," because I started my journey in 2018 with a lot of self-healing work and putting out that self-awareness out into the world as well. So when I saw that, it just called to me, and I have my rock on my bedside table that I keep there saying "Be the Ripple." And I also actually have a sticky on my mirror. It's a pink sticky. It says "Be the Ripple," and it's like tiny hearts expanding hugely onto the little sticky to remind myself to keep being the ripple with everything that I do.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to share your story and the things that are going on with you, because that is part of your ripple. And I'm so excited. So as Sasha's talking, guys, we've got the chat open. If something resonates with you, please comment. If you've got questions that come up, go ahead and type it in, and we'll at the end, Sasha will go back, if you don't mind, and we'll see if there's anything that people need clarification. But I'm just going to let you take it from here.
No, that's perfect. Yeah, I love questions. I like asking them too. I ask a lot of questions. I don't know if people like it or not, but I'll ask. So yeah, on limited beliefs, I took some time earlier today and wondered what I was going to start out with. And limited beliefs start off with what I call the 3 R's. And the 3 R's are resentment, rejection, and regret. When it comes down to resentment, when we start resenting somebody and that kind of just like bubbles up, we tend to put ourselves in a state of mind to not say things or to believe other things that are probably not true about ourselves and the other person. Rejection, man. There are a lot of people that don't like hearing the word no. And that kind of like, when you hear the word no, it sometimes messes with your confidence. But is it really messing with your confidence, or is it something you're telling yourself? And then regret is, there's that saying that says, you're not going to regret everything you did. You're going to regret everything that you didn't do in life when you're on your deathbed. So when it comes down to limited beliefs, those would be the 3 things to really look at and to work on to make sure you don't have any resentments, rejections, or regrets, and then you let that go. So from there, I am a Theta healer. So I do a lot of Theta meditation. And what that is through Theta meditation is putting the brain into a really calm state. Kids do it best because they're just always being. And what it is your brain has all of these waves. And when you're in a Theta state, it slows down to from 4 to like 7 cycles per second. And from there, you're just like in deep relaxation. So I don't know if Jeff or you meditate, but it usually really calms you down. And there's just different ways to meditate. You can do it.
I've tried it.
You have? How do you feel when you do it, Jeff?
Well, you and I have talked about it, but my mind kind of just goes crazy.
Yeah, it goes crazy.
Yeah.
All of the things start coming up that you feel that you need to be doing.
Yep. And we'll see if Erin does it. Do you meditate, Erin?
Yeah. Actually, Sasha, I do almost on a regular basis, every day, even if it's just 60 seconds. It's so beneficial. But Jeff, I think it's a practice for sure. And Jeff, I can totally relate, because there are moments that I would love to meditate. I've set aside, let's say 30 minutes, but my mind is just too crazy that I'm just grateful that I got 60 seconds in. But it's very profound. That's why I like, and it actually reminds me to breathe too. That's why I like the breath work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's anybody out there in virtual land, please tell us in the comments if you have meditated, if it is beneficial to you, if you have any issues with it. Please let us know. Keep those comments flowing.
Yeah. And with meditation, breath work within itself is meditating, Erin, as well. Some people have this taboo that meditation, you have to be sitting on a cushion with your legs crossed, looking out into the abyss or closing your eyes, and that's
Yeah.
meditating. And that's a certain way to meditate. And then there's also walking meditations. There is also feeling meditations, touching meditations. I had this habit when I was going through my divorce and I was married in an abusive marriage. I used to do this a lot, and so I used to rub my fingers against each other. And later on, I found out that that's a type of way of meditating. So when you focus on the ridges of your fingertips, you're rewiring your brain to focus on something else, and that's a meditation within itself, which I thought was really cool because it links to like breath work, it links to walking, it also links to just like laying down. If anybody does yoga and the shavasana pose, you're just laying down and just relaxing all of your body. That's also meditating too. And when all of the craziness comes up, go ahead, Erin.
I just was going to say,
Yeah.
thank you. This is awesome. I mean, if anyone is watching this, take a second and just do this and just focus on just the ridges of your fingertips and how that feels. I mean, that's just, thank you. I'm gonna take my video off so you can keep talking, but I just wanted to say that little tidbit right there is amazing. You could do that at the stoplight, when you're on. I mean, so powerful. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. There's also just putting your palms together and just rubbing them together. That's another way to meditate, which is, it's just rewires your brain. It brings it back to its conscious state, which is where we want to live. We want to live consciously, so we can rewire that and subconsciously do things so it becomes permanent. So it becomes something that you end up being. And that's a whole different story within itself, or teaching, or whatever you may. There's also listening, just pausing and hearing the furthest noise that you can, and also the closest noise that you can, which is your breath. And when you focus on that, then Erin, you pointed it out, you start doing some breath work, and just doing that calms your brain down, calms your whole being. Which leads me to, if you could only do it for 60 seconds, that's amazing. It's a practice, right? It's something you intentionally do. And when all the craziness starts coming up, that's because those are the things that we really need to be focusing on. And it's okay for the craziness to come up, as long as we stay with them and we sit with them and we acknowledge them, and let them pass and not judge them, not criticize them, and just let them go. Because the brain is going to bring everything. It's that little chatter that comes in, and it's going to bring up everything that you need to be doing instead of meditating, and giving you all these lies and giving you all these limited beliefs that you cannot take more than 60 seconds out of your life to just recenter yourself and refocus yourself. So meditation for me has been something that has gotten me through a lot of things. It's gotten me through my divorce, that was, or my marriage, and then my divorce. It got me through heavy drinking. That's my story, right? And also just a lot of things in the entrepreneurial world that sometimes just gets really chaotic. Which leads me into the limited beliefs, with just sitting down for 60 seconds and your brain telling you can't do that. That's a limited belief within itself. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just somewhere along the lines, or along your life, somebody told you couldn't do it. You told yourself you couldn't do it. And it comes down to, where did that come from? Well, with the work that I do, there are 4 levels to limited beliefs. And the first one is being the core. which is through your frontal lobe. It's taught through your childhood, and it's what you're conditioned to do. Because when you're a kid, you come into this world not really knowing, what is right, and I do quotation marks because our parents are the ones that tell us what is right. Our grandparents do, our aunts, our uncles, etc. And so we start living in that cultural conditioning, and any behavioral patterns in the subconscious mind that we keep doing from when we were kids. The second one is genetically, and that's carried over from ancestors, or we're adding on to it.
I don't want to interrupt,
Go
Sasha,
ahead. Yeah, go
but
ahead.
there's a question from
Sure.
Ember Hughes that says, "What are some limited beliefs?"
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
hang on.
that's a great question. And thanks, Ember, for hopping on. My girl.
Yeah, and then there's another question from Brenda Ringwood that says, "I've been hearing that come up a lot lately. Limited belief. Can you explain?"
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
I just wanted to point out those two questions.
thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
So I will address Bren's first, which will lead into Ember's. So limited beliefs are things that you're telling yourself you cannot do. And that's basically what it is. So if we want to put it into a childlike state, is things that you're telling yourself I cannot do, and that you're not going to do it, or maybe you're not worthy of something, or you don't believe you deserve something, which leads back to worthiness. And so for Ember, like one of my limited beliefs was I wasn't worthy to be alive. And we're going deep here because that's what we're here to do, is to raise a collective consciousness of the world where you're not alone if you're thinking that way. It's what got you there. And so that was one of my limited beliefs. Another limited belief is, for some people, it's I'm not worthy of money. I'm not worthy of a relationship. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not worthy of friendships. It goes on and on and on. And sometimes there are limited beliefs that we don't even know they're there because they've been passed on through cultural conditionings. And we're like, wait, I've always done it this way. Why am I going to change now? Well, who was it that told you that you've always done it that way? Right? So I hope that answers the questions. If not, Bren and Ember, you can continue asking questions. So that actually leads to the genetic part. Any inherited beliefs by our parents or our ancestors. Number 3, I think Ember, if she's still on, would enjoy this one, is through history or the auric, also known as the Akashic records. I don't do a lot of that, but I do know a woman that works with Akashic records and goes really deep into those beliefs. And those are collective consciousness beliefs that carry forward from our past lives, if you believe in that, to where you are now. And then the fourth one is on the soul level. The soul level is the most deepest and pervasive level, and that's because it attacks it's through your whole entire body, which is through your heart, and it's who the person is. So through your heart chakra, whatever is lying in your heart, most likely it's going to be on your core, on your history level, and on your genetic level. So it's really important to check in and see what it is that your heart wants. Because a lot of the time right now in this world that we live in, materialistic world, we're always on the go. And we're always thinking, we're always like, what's the next thing to do? What's the next thing to do? What's my schedule look like tomorrow? What does it look like next week? I don't even remember what I ate last night. So why put you guys yourself, or even me, I'm still there with a lot of things. Why put ourselves into that situation? So those are the limited beliefs that I work with, which is the core, on the core level. It is the genetic level, the history level, and the soul level. And where your limited beliefs come from are through the 3 R's. And the 3 R's are through rejection, resentment, and regret. So from there, I'll take a quick pause to see if there are any questions, Jeff, or if you guys want to bring up anything that's coming up for you.
Well, thank you for explaining the 3 R's. I can definitely, I mean, for myself, I think I even answered one Ember's question. Mine throughout my life has been, well, who am I? And that, that's when you're right about generational conditioning and patterning. And it's a hard thing to rewire yourself and to really tap into that. So someone asked me once on a call, I said, well, who am I to go out and share light, or to do this or to do that? And I've had a lot of negative people in my life that I've been associated with that made me feel that way. And this person said, but Erin, who are you not? Who are you not to go out and share the light and change? And so I think there's a level, and for me, it's about awareness and growing in awareness. And would you say that that might be a technique for someone if something comes up, as long as you're aware of it, to rewire yourself, or to take that moment and redirect the question? I mean, are there other techniques, or how do you handle yourself when that limiting belief comes in, or that question of who am I?
Yeah.
What are some ways for people to, I guess, catch it in the moment and redirect? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah. And thank you for that question, and for bringing up that for you, it's self-awareness. I'm a firm believer of that too. It's being so self-aware that that I catch myself, or maybe I react on something and then realize, oh crap, maybe I shouldn't have done that, and then dissect it to see why it is that I reacted that way. So tools that I've worked through and with other people is understanding the situation. So if you do have a limited belief, whatever the limited belief is, why, understanding that situation and asking why, where did it come from? Who told you this part? Something within me is wanting to do like a practice right now, but I know I have limited time, so maybe at another time. But this is what I do. I ask the person, like, who told you this? And a very important question is, what would your childlike self do in this situation? Because if we go back to when we were kids, we wanted to do everything. We wanted to be everything. We wanted to go everywhere, no limitations. So why, as adults, do we put that for ourselves? Number 2 is, when did this limited belief come up? Now, some people think, oh, well, I had a job when I was 20 and etc. Well, a lot of the times that limited belief was already there, and it comes to when you were a kid. And a lot of people block their childhood because it's a traumatic response. You build those walls. It's a coping mechanism. And then number 3 is, how does this limited belief serve you? Now, that's a tricky one because, well, someone might say, well, it's not serving me. Well, I'm not really gaining anything out of it. Well, there's something that there's some sort of payoff that you're receiving, or that I'm receiving, that is allowing me to stay in that limited belief. For example, someone has an illness, and with this illness, if they don't have it, their family members won't take care of them, or won't call them, or won't be around them. So they have to stay sick in order for those family members to be around them. And so if our thoughts can make us sick, if our thoughts can, and our stress levels can suppress us so low, is it possible for our thoughts to get us out of that too? And I'm a firm believer that it is, because it's our thoughts and our being that got us there in the first place. So with that question on how does this limited belief serve you, comes with, are you playing it safe? Are you playing small? Or are you just getting by? Are you just surviving? What is it that you're actually doing by staying in that belief, in that lower vibration? So the fourth part is tying those back together and seeing where your limited belief is and tying in your childlike response. If it's something that I love doing, is just being playful and being curious and asking all the questions. Because as kids, that's what we do, or we did. See, I'm in the childlike state because I just said that's what we do. So I would use those tools with anyone that I'm speaking with, or anyone that I'm coaching, or anyone that I'm just having a group session with. And those would be the tools that I think people will be able to take back with them.
Jeff, Mr. Playful, I saw you come in. He was like, see, that's why we're going to always have fun on this show, is because he's so playful and he brings out the best in all of us. Don't you agree, Sasha?
Yeah, he does. So playful, so honorary.
That's so awesome. Well, I love that you reminded all of us to play. We adult way too much. Way too much. I mean, even just the way that you're saying that, it's just like, you're like, yeah. Well, I mean, and it's what I love about it is that there's that connection. We can all relate and go back to that childlike state. So thank you for that reminder, because I think we all need to play a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
Ember says, yes, adult way too much.
Yeah. We adult way too much.
Yeah, exactly.
So can I maybe, Jeff, what do you think? Maybe we should pose the question for people in the chat, with all of us that are live with us, that they put in the chat how they are going to play more tomorrow. Like, it's not play for the next week, but they're going to start tomorrow with one thing. So if you guys put in the chat.
Now, wait a minute here. There's something I have to point out to you.
Oh.
Now, life, the only moment that is guaranteed in life is right now. So I think they should start, not necessarily right this second, because you're watching this show and this show is totally amazing, but you should start right after this show. Just figure out some way that you can play, that you can get your imagination going, that you can make things fun. That it doesn't have to be so serious.
Yeah.
I forget who it was that said that don't take life so seriously because you're never going to get out of this alive.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Challenge.
start tonight after this show.
Well,
Yeah.
and maybe take a picture. Like if you're gonna, I mean, already in my head, I'm like, I'm just gonna make some, we at the conference we had Patch Adams and we had 3 choices. We could pick our nose, we could do wear the nose, or we could moon. And I don't think anybody
Yeah, moon the camera, pick your nose, or wear the clown nose.
Yes, wear the clown nose. And I go back and look at those pictures all the time, and so there you go. See, Jeff, there you go. I don't know why I didn't get one of those. I'm kind of upset. I'm gonna have to go to the toy store tomorrow and get one.
My dog chewed mine. It's gone.
That's what I always told my teachers.
But I'll pick my
dog
nose.
did my homework, but I didn't have a dog, so.
All right, so all 3 of us agree that we're going to challenge everyone that's watching this, whether they're watching it live or if they're going to watch it in the replay, that they are going to post extra bonus points if you post a picture, but you're going to post how you're going to play or how you're going to celebrate life and get back to that childhood state.
Yeah.
Fair enough?
Yeah, fair, for sure. I picked my nose already, so, just do it again.
Ew. All right.
This reminded me
I
real
don't
quick.
want your number anymore, Sasha. You can have it back.
You're stuck with me now, Jeff.
Oh, all right.
This reminded me real quick of a group session I did a couple weeks ago, and what came up for a guy that was there, and he made a promise to himself that he was going to climb a tree, because the last time he had climbed a tree, and he loved climbing trees, was when he was like 14, 15. And I held him up to it, that he was just going to start climbing trees and being a kid. It's that easy. It doesn't have to, even coloring book,
Yeah.
running around, twirling.
Doodling is an activity. You're on a conference call and doodling. I would call that, I don't know, you tell me, but that's almost meditative, just doodling, clearing out your mind.
For sure.
Oh, Heather, you climbed a tree last year and couldn't get back down. Girl, let me tell you, there's a tree in a park here in the Kansas City area, Heather, and we would go, my son and I would go every Mother's Day, and I would climb this tree and we would sit there. But I'm like you, like it would take me, because I would have to jump down. That was like the easiest way, but it would take me so long. It was like, so I get it, girl. So thanks for sharing that, Heather, that you climbed a tree. That's awesome. I love it. So challenge everybody with that. Anything else, Sasha, that you'd like to add before we wrap up with your second show?
Yeah, no. I'm really grateful to be here, guys.
Wait, Sasha, aren't you like going to be hosting an event or something online?
I am.
All right. Well, mention that.
Yes. So, thank you, Jeff. On March 26th, which is a Saturday at 11 a.m., I am hosting a virtual retreat. I like the word retreat because you retreat from things. As opposed to workshop. Amber and I had that conversation. It feels like I'm doing work. So a virtual retreat, March 26th at 11 a.m. To do a manifestation meditation. And that is getting rid of your limited beliefs and bringing in what you want in life. It's going to have some people that were in Costa Rica. I did post about that on social media a little bit. If you haven't, check out my page, Sasha Serene, on Facebook. And you can see what we did. And with the link, I'm wondering, so I don't really use StreamYard, Jeff. Can I share a document in here, or How would you like me to get that over to you? The registration link. You know, I can probably.
Is it just a link?
It's just a link. I got it. Let me.
Can you see the comments? Can you post in the comments?
Just did. Yeah.
All right.
There it is.
It's not coming up.
Oh, that's because I posted it.
That's because you put it in the wrong chat.
I put it in the wrong chat.
I got it for you. Let's see. Hang on.
Teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, yo.
For sure.
Faux show. So I want to say hello to Donald Toldson, who's watching us from Orlando, Florida. It's pretty awesome. He was actually in Africa with me. So
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'm hoping to go back to Africa in July. So, and my internet is
I think we lost Jeff. Maybe it's my internet.
Yep, I'm back.
He's back. I thought it was mine.
No, it was me. It's always me. Oh, we got Jessica in the house too. Jessica Marauder from Olyth, Kansas. All right.
Arkansas.
Awesome. All right.
It's awesome, mate.
Awesome, mate. All right. So, Erin, do you have any further questions for Sasha?
I do not. I thank you for your time. It was very insightful, and based on the comments, and I know the people that will watch the replay, because I may go back and I'm going to replay this. There was some good stuff here, so thank you very much, and I'm excited to learn about your event coming up on the 26th. So to see if I might be able to join in. We'll see. So thank you for that.
I dig your glasses. We have the same glasses.
I know.
This is a thing now. Jeff,
it is
you memo, Jeff.
Well, this is, I mean, and thank you for, as I, we didn't really know what to expect with putting this together. Jeff had reached out to me and said, hey, I liked your energy from the Become the Best You conference. I don't know what we need, let's jump on a call. And we jumped on a call, right, Jeff? And we just said, I don't know, what if we did an hour show, like an hour of power? And I think it was exactly the way it was supposed to be. And, at the beginning, I said a quote that if you do nothing unexpected happens. And so the unexpected happened, and it unfolded for us tonight. So I'm so excited that that Jeff, you reached out to me. I'm so grateful for one of the ladies that's been commenting, Bryn. She's the organizer of the Become the Best You conference, and I'm excited to gather with everybody in St. Louis in October. But I just wanted to share one. I found this story, and there's so much going on in our world right now, and we need to know that good things are happening. And so I found, I just Googled like good stories for today. And the title of it is Canadian millionaire donates his life savings to plant 100,000 daffodils, and they have just begun to bloom. And that was as of today. And it says more than 100,000 daffodils planted in a town as part of a generous gift from a Canadian banker in his will are finally beginning to bloom. The Valley of Bulbs were planted after a dying wish of Kenneth Owen, who planned to retire in Southwest England. He was diagnosed with terminal cancer in 2007 and decided to leave his life savings to a local voluntary conservation society. So he contacted Sid Vale Association and told him he wished for his money to be used to support local projects which made use of voluntary labor, and in particular to sustain the ambiance, and way of life in the town's surroundings. So now 153,000 bulbs planted across the town are finally beginning to bloom.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
I mean, so he has this life savings and he wants to continue. We talked about the ripple, Sasha. He wanted to continue the ripple, and those bulbs are annuals, and they will come up every single year for the town to enjoy. And when we plant a bulb or a seed or the ripple, it may take a while for it to bloom, but eventually it will happen. And so I just wanted to share that there are good things going on in this world. And you all watching tonight, either live or in the replay, are that you guys are the ripple and you guys are the spark. And we're just so grateful that you're here sharing your positive light with all of us tonight. And Jeff, I think this was a home run for a first time, and we're really excited to do this once a month with you guys. And we're open to suggestions. If you've got some special message that you would like to share on this platform and with our group, we would love to get you on the schedule. And if you've got any comments or if you want to see something different, we're open to it. And don't forget your challenge. Put it in the chat. You're supposed to take a picture, or at least as soon as you get off the call, challenge yourself to take 30 seconds to be playful and do something silly and lighthearted, because as Jeff says, make every second count.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Great.
Well, you guys, I think that was a huge success, and we'll just sign off. If there's Jeff and myself and Sasha, we are here to help you in any way. If we can, please reach out to us. If we don't have a direct source, we'll find someone that can help you. That's what we're here for, and that's what this hour of power is all about. So,
may I make a short announcement?
Of course.
All right. So, on every Tuesday evening at 8 or 7 p.m. Eastern Time, so 6 Central Time, and yeah, you can figure out the rest because I'm not good with that stuff. But so at 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I have a brand new episode of Make Every Second Count Live. Now, next week is actually Ember Hughes. That's going to be my guest, and I'm so excited to hear her story. And I just would like everybody out there to please join us for that show, because that is a show where I like to help other people by showing them that life isn't perfect for anyone, and they don't need to be always worrying that their life is going wrong and other people's aren't. because on social media, we only show, a lot of people only show the good highlights. They replay reel. So
Yeah.
please join me, guys.
Next Tuesday, 7 p.m.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome.
Great.
Awesome.
7 p.m. Eastern time.
Eastern. That's right.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Lots of love, you guys.
Yep. Love,
love.
guys. I can't make that, but I love you.
Love you. Mwah.
Love you
Be
too,
well,
guys.
everyone.
Bye. Thank you, Erin. Good night.